Oh,
Jess, are you on mute? Are you off mute?
I'm so sorry. Right. So it's me again. Sorry about that. Welcome to our presentation on evidence for quality improvement. With myself, I'm Jess, as you know, and this is Lisa Riddington from Gloucester. And we don't have any slides really apart from this one, and then obviously our final one with all our details on at the end. So it's just going to be us really, and we just want to talk to you about the Evidence for QI project. Some of you may have heard of this, and we want to talk about how it came about, how we got involved, the aims of the project, and how you can get involved as well. So, and I do apologise because I can hear my stomach rumbling and it's really loud, so I really hope you can't all hear it. So, the project was created by Andrea Gibbons, who is an improvement advisor working here in Somerset Foundation Trust with me, and Carol Ann Regan, who you will remember as the previous library manager here in Taunton. And on the back of the success of the embedded librarian role, which you've just heard myself and Roxanne talk about, they applied for funding for a bid from the Q Foundation of £30,000 to help promote close working between library and quality improvement teams and the importance of evidence to underpin quality improvement projects. And then, of course, COVID hit, and Andrea had to get creative about how to promote and run the project. So she did what we've all done, and she took everything online. How did I get involved? So as you probably know, I took over from Roxanne as the embedded librarian within our quality improvement team, and have been in the role for just over a year now. I provide evidence support to quality improvement projects, which we conduct using the SBAR form, something Roxanne helped devise and which she has presented on previously and which you may already be aware of. I'm now starting to see an increase in the number of quality improvement type searches that come in to the library. This is due to the increasing number of people across the trust who are trained in the quality improvement methodology. Following my previous presentation as well, my experience with NHS England, I am now also looking to explore knowledge management tools within the quality improvement team and show them how these can help shape their projects. And I'll just hand over to Lisa now, who will talk about which is very different to ours.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, so we got involved with the Evidence for QI project. It all started actually at a library managers meeting. Andrea came along, said who was interested, and I jumped at the chance because we were already quite involved with our QI team. And Andrea had heard of us as well, so that the message had got round. But one of the things that was quite interesting, the fact that we were involved, as Jess said, is that our model is slightly different to hers. We don't have an embedded QI librarian. We have a team delivery of support to the QI team in our trust, and our QI team is very much, well, it's an academy, and it basically teaches staff QI methodology in a very practical way. Our involvement is, as you can imagine, all about the evidence, doing the searches, as well as we do other things as well, because it's never that straightforward, is it? So that's why I got involved in the project, and that's just a little overview about why we are different. So Jess and I were discussing about what we wanted to share with you in this section of the day, and basically we thought we'd like to share with you some of the impacts of the achievements of the project for Evidence for QI to date, because at the end of the day we all like a little bit of impact, don't we? So I also like to find out about real stories. So I spoke to one of our colleagues in the South region who is part of the group. And so I contacted Helen Clemau from Salisbury. Unfortunately, Helen couldn't be here today. which is a real pity, but she said that I can share her experiences of being part of this national project. From what Helen shared with me, I realised that there was kind of 3 key benefits from being part of this national group. Basically, practical learning, the fact that the group is a support mechanism, and also the fact that being part of this group gives recognition and a bit of kudos. So when I spoke to Helen, she basically said that, first of all, being part of the group had opened up a different, it gained her knowledge of new QI resources that were out there, resources that might help her with her QI searches. And as Jess mentioned, the SBAR approach to QI literature searching. And I won't go into what SBAR is because I'm not the expert, definitely Jess and Roxanne are, and I'm sure they would give you more information on that if you were interested. Helen also said that she's found being part of this national group really supportive, and I think that's one of the key things of being in the national evidence for QI group is all about. I think because you share your experiences, and as Helen said, she found it really reassuring to know that colleagues from other trusts were struggling, that colleagues even that were successful had explained how frustrating it could be, what a long process it could be, how tricky it could be to forge relationships, to be taken seriously, for QI teams to actually appreciate what evidence could do, because we know that QI is very data driven, and it's all about understanding that you're not on your own or you're not doing something wrong. And she said that being part of the group has helped her keep going, keep plugging away. I also had a chat with Abby Aleo from Birmingham Community Trust, and that was one of the key things that she said, was that the group had really given her confidence, and it gave her a sense of direction as to where she was going to drive forward, getting that evidence into QI and forging these relationships with your QI teams. The third thing is the recognition part, and using almost being part of this national group as a vehicle to make inroads with your QI teams. Now, Helen said to me that she already had a foot in the door with her QI team, which is fantastic. But she also told me that telling them about the involvement with this national project raised her profile, raised the library profile. They were very interested to hear, because, you know, a national project that's got that kudos behind it. And I know she told me that she was either meeting, or she might have even met by now, with her head of QI to discuss her role within this national project and discuss it further. So that's just 3 examples of how being involved within the Evidence for QI group, national group, can actually be beneficial. And now I'm going to hand back over to Jess.
Thanks, Lisa. Yes, I wanted to talk about another example of the benefits of being involved in the group, and just another example of how the project has spread. And this is through a recent randomised coffee trial, which took place. And I wanted to just talk about my coffee meeting with you, basically. So I was matched with a forensic clinical psychiatrist based in Manchester. And she is the clinical QI lead for her department. And prior to my role, I had naively assumed that, oh, everyone enjoys the same relationship that we have with our QI department and vice versa. And this is not the case. This is what I'm discovering through my involvement in the project, and that everybody, as Lisa has said, everybody's models are different. And my coffee partner was very interested to hear, for example, about the clinical fellows that we have attached to the quality improvement team, who can then go out and actually run quality improvement projects within their clinical areas. In turn, I learned that they face a lot of confusion with the quality assurance department, and that they are looking for ways to make their quality improvement projects more sustainable. They also don't have a link with their library, so I encouraged her to pursue this, of course. Talking to someone outside of the region was really valuable. I highly recommend it. It can help with ideas sharing and provide a greater scope of what is possible and what we can achieve. And the relationship between quality improvement and the library is a two-way relationship, a natural relationship, I think, that works well together. We can both support each other and share each other's and spread each other's message. And I'll now hand back over to Lisa again to let you know how you can get involved.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, so basically, it's just not too late to join in the fun. There are new people joining the group all the time. So if you're already doing great work with your QI team, please join and please share. You know, we love sharing, don't we? Us lot. So, but also, if you just want to learn about what others are doing, you'd be more than welcome to join in the fun. Likewise, if you want some practical help on how to start making inroads with your QI team, how to develop relationships, how to try and start cultivating a culture of evidence in QI, then I would really highly recommend that you consider joining. So if you want to join, please contact either Jess or myself. As you know, we're both very, very passionate about this work. We've seen the benefits of to our teams and to our service about that linkage, that relationship with QI. And I think that's about it from us. We've tried to keep it short as possible and very happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you.